Ooh, you so nasty. Does size really matter?
Yes.
No.
What?
Yeah, I told you, man. She's wifey.
Man, she a gold digger. She got you whipped.
I just need something more.
And she asking for too much.
I want something meaningful.
Meaningful. What's that?
We gon' get down to the nitty gritty.
Get down with
We
that.
gon' get down to the nitty gritty.
Get down, get
We
down.
gon' get down, 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 down to the nitty gritty. Down to the nitty gritty.
Down, yeah.
Do you have a secret? Please, do tell. Give it to your curiosity. Nothing is off limits. Say your piece. ASAP. Agree or disagree. Opposition can be kinky. We will cover it all and more as we get down to the nitty gritty.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Nitty Gritty, the cleanest, dirtiest show on the net. We are here in West Bloomfield, Michigan, and we are so glad you've decided to join us. Now, before we get down to it, let me introduce you to our host. The man sitting right here is the one that stays on the natural high, Kenny.
Tis I.
And directly next to me, we have Miss Aisha, also known as Firecracker.
And I am hot today.
And directly next to her is Miss Stephanie. We also call her Wildflower.
And we have the sensuous one,
Gingy.
also known as Gingy.
Yeah, we all forgot her name. She's so sensuous.
Now, let's get down to
the
nitty-gritty.
Okay, guys, if you haven't watched our show before, or if you have, give us a minute. Let me just run through this little spiel. But we talk about any and everything here on the Nitty Gritty. We talk about politics, religion, sex, reality shows. We talk about it all here on the Nitty Gritty, and we have fun while we're doing it. You know, we try to not take things too serious. Some things we do, but you know, this is all in entertainment, and we have a good time doing it. So we hope that you enjoy yourself while you're watching this. So, what about the disclaimer?
Well, I'm here to let you know that we have 4 distinctly different people who live 4 distinctly different lives and lifestyles. And those lifestyles have led us to the opinions that we have. And this is what we give to you. Just our opinions. We don't represent any foreign powers or anything like that. So don't hold a grudge against us, because I'm just saying what I believe, and the co-hosts are doing the same. So this is just our opinions. You have yours. This is ours.
All right.
And as you know, or maybe you don't, but we like to begin each show with like the current event, unless the topic is just so juicy that it just stands on its own and we have to, you know, do the whole show, including the uplink to it. It happens. But today, actually, we have a little leeway. We just had to talk about this with you, and we'll be going over the Evelyn and Ocho scandal. Okay, we're going to start our current event with that, and then later on we'll get into the show's topic, which is double standards. So we'll go into that later.
Cool.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about the Ocho Evelyn thing?
Yeah, first of all, and I'll just say my opinion really quickly. I'm not surprised, first of all. From the show Basketball Wives, you know, Evelyn, you know, we got to see a lot of her and Ocho's, their interactions with each other, how she used to, you know, catch him with things then. My whole point of saying this without rambling, she knew just what she had before she got married. And as we all know, just because you get married, a piece of paper doesn't change. The same person that you have, they're not going to change. And it's never good to hit anybody. He didn't have to headbutt her and all that.
No.
Yeah, but as far as the cheating, finding the box of condoms and all that other stuff, why was she surprised and why are you flipping out and all that?
Exactly.
Why are you doing all that? She even told him on the show once, if you do something, please let me know. Come talk to me about it first. I might join you. All
Meaning you know.
Meaning she knows. So
But really,
What's going on now? Like, why are you upset?
Because if you looked at the show, she really didn't mean what she was saying.
No.
No woman wants their man cheating.
Absolutely. Then don't marry that one that you know he is.
No, because you always have this underlining in your mind that's going to change when you get married.
That's too bad.
And unfortunately, because I mean, that's
It's
what we
true,
think a
but
lot
that's
of
too
times.
bad.
So clearly, that's why she was so mad at Jen, because in the back of her mind, she knew it was
She
true.
knew she was right.
She knew it was true, and she just accepted it to roll along with it, thinking he's going to change, and he's really not going to act like this when they got married.
Wow.
But she agreed to him, really. She agreed and said, bring her home, basically. At least you bought a condom. I'm not mad.
I know
Because
that.
Absolutely.
Because you aren't out there making more babies. That's why you're
Yes, or
catching
spreading
diseases
diseases.
and all
That's
that kind of
right.
stuff.
Absolutely.
But I heard she headbutted him first.
I don't know. And see, that's the thing that I was talking to prior to the show, actually. I was talking about because he knows how wild and mad Evelyn can get. She crazy, she can flip out on the women on the show. She probably done told him off a time or two, too. So what made him this time decide to raise his hand at her or headbutt her this time? She probably flips out all the time on him. That made him snap and headbutt her. Did she hit him first? Even though it's not granted
That's
for
what
her to
he
hit him
said.
or him to hit her, or, vice versa.
You don't have people in your face. First of all, he a ball player too. They forever defense and all
I
that
know,
kind of stuff.
but did she
So they
do
probably was in
something
the
this
car
time?
arguing back
they
and
was at
forth.
home.
Well, they didn't heard no. I thought they was in the car.
Oh, I thought it was in the car.
Started in the car.
Yeah.
Okay, because I heard after she headbutted him first, and then this is what I heard. She had headbutted him first. He had headbutt her second, and then she got, I guess, afraid, so she started running out of the house to the neighbors.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he came running after. Well, I guess it was a little while because he got in the car and started looking for her.
Okay.
And police
That's
came
the
and
car.
all that. But
Okay.
that's what he told the police, that she hit me first.
She hit me first. Okay, I didn't hear anything about
Headbutt
that part.
me first.
But it sounds
Headbutt me
something
too.
like that because men can listen to us screaming all the time, and nobody went that crazy to raise a hand. That's what I was figuring in my mind. Did she do something first? Even though that's
Well,
still not
And
right.
you know
but
that's
still.
not out of order for her.
No, it's not. That's
I
what I'm
believe
saying.
that half the time, I'm just talking about them, domestic disputes. If half the time, if the lady is upset about something, she will hit him.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And 99% of that shit's not reported.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
Women scratch and hit, get out of here. They hit,
Yeah.
banging on the
I mean,
chest.
they
I mean,
shake
they
them
don't
all
mean.
over.
I don't think they're trying to destroy the man or just put him in the hospital. I think they're expressing themselves. Men are not allowed to express themselves that way, and I totally agree. Because it's a totally different animal from a woman slapping you and you slapping a woman.
Right.
But I don't agree with any of it.
Domestic abuse.
And I think that the only way it's going to change is if they start charging these women with
That's
assault.
true. That's true.
The first time.
That's
Because if a
true.
man know if you hit me and I don't hit you, and you going to jail?
So now you lead into our double standards topic.
Yeah, I don't want to go that far, so because I want to
so
give
you
my,
wanna
I
back
want
up
to
a
give
little
my, I
bit?
want to back up,
All right.
moonwalk on this one,
Yeah.
and say the Chad thing. I'm not surprised either.
Yeah.
But now this is me reaching. I'm reaching Evelyn and Chad. I believe her shows were predicated on their union.
Oh yeah.
Because until they announced that they canceled the show, she was still in the marriage.
Oh yeah.
Was. And then today,
As soon
she
as
all of a
they
sudden-
announced that they
Yeah.
canceled the show yesterday,
She's out.
Today she
And I'm surprised he lost his job and everything.
he lost his job.
That's
She lost
what
her
I
job.
cannot get down with.
lost his
He's
That
gonna
right
get
there.
He's gonna get another job because that had more to do with him. Well, he's 35. That's old for football.
Yeah.
But he's good.
Okay.
But somebody's going to get hurt. You know how football is. Somebody's going to need a veteran receiver later on in the year. He might catch on somewhere in Chicago. I hope the New York Giants is listening because he's good. I don't care about the drama off the
Right,
field
right.
because he's good. But she had that. She got like 3 shows lined up. That 3 different kinds of shows lined up for her and him.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh, she did. Yeah.
VH1
That's
canceled
it for all of them.
Yeah,
That's it
VH1
for
And
them.
y'all should have, because that's
Yeah.
some bullshit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
it
saying?
is horrible that, and if it is true that she headbutted him first, which I don't agree with, I don't agree with him headbutting her second, but she has it's no repercussions for her headbutting him first.
Absolutely.
He's
not.
smart enough that Chad he had some trouble in college with putting his hands on a woman. Well, he didn't hit her or nothing, but he got
Yeah, I was
shook her
gonna
or
say
something
I
like that.
read that he's
But
got
12 years in the league, nothing. And he's been through plenty of women.
So now all the women are coming out now saying they've kind of beaten on too. So
Are
a
they
couple
saying
other
that?
women that came out and said that
Well,
abused
he
them.
never got, nobody went to the authorities, which is the
Yeah.
documentation of abuse.
Right.
Documentation
Now
of
it's
abuse, ladies.
Documentation of abuse. Yeah.
Because now they're saying
Sit your
12
ass
years
down.
he
Right.
didn't have nothing. He didn't
Yeah.
hit a woman.
Right.
So this woman has been documented on TV of her
Yeah.
violence.
Yeah.
She was flipping tables and throwing bottles
That's true.
since she been on TV.
Over nothing.
But do
Yeah.
y'all think she should have called the police? You know,
No.
you some jobs. You
Surprise.
think she should call the
But
police?
No.
from what we read, she did not call the police. She asked the neighbor's house when she went to, don't call the police. And after the neighbor saw the extent of her injuries, now she was scared, so she ran to
Oh,
someone.
okay,
But
okay.
she specifically, this is what we read, told the neighbor, do not contact the media. And
That's
the lady
the-
did it anyway.
That's the most
If this
expensive
is a
head bump.
white
Because
neighbor,
I'm surprised. It's true.
They gonna
Call
call.
the police. And I'm surprised. And that was my main point because I said all through
Right.
the show, Evelyn's whole thing was, you know, everybody's already hating on us.
Right,
You
why would
know
she
that
even
we in the
do all
media.
that?
And I know that's
Stop
why he
doing
was
stuff. So
chasing
I
her.
don't think she
Yeah.
would have called the police herself.
Why would you even run to the neighbors? He
Yeah.
didn't put his hands on you in the first place.
Yeah.
And
You
it's
put your
not,
hands
you
on
think
him.
you have to run to where, is he beating your
That's
ass?
why I'm thinking she must have been really
unmercifully?
scared. She must have been real
No.
Yo,
scared.
she is drama.
Drama.
She is full of drama.
Yeah, but
But
to
if
me,
you-
she comes off as the type of person that wouldn't want people in her business, though.
She
bad
does
her
come
bad
across
business.
that, but why? But it didn't justify.
She does?
No,
yeah,
it
because when she got so mad and heated
'Cause her
when
son got in
the
the
girl
business.
and because Jen turned on the other friend and was gonna press charges and they were
Yeah.
all big on we don't do that where we come from.
We don't
fight
tell,
back, we don't
and we-
tell.
yeah.
So you
Where's
do all
that at
that.
with your
Well,
husband?
this is exactly what I'm saying.
And that's what we're saying. That's why I couldn't
See.
believe she was the one that called the police or the media or whatever else.
You run into your white neighbors here, they gonna call the police.
Man.
Neighbors, we just gonna say we gonna strike white and say neighbors. If you want to say
know
the
that,
white,
Say the nosy neighbors.
You know they was white.
but this
Immediately. Because the
Yeah.
black folks would have been like, if you give me a few dollars.
Right. A girl, go
Oh,
back
a
home.
doctor.
He
He
like
like,
to only go back
right.
home.
They be like, girl, go back home. That
He
ain't
got the
bad.
window like
Yeah.
we ain't getting that shit. No, we
Right.
ain't getting
or
that.
if you like me, you would videotape it, taking the chance and look at this
Saying the
chance.
TMZ.
Chad.
Here, you want an ice packet?
Right.
Of course we're joking.
Yeah, we're only joking.
Yeah, so that was a good little
Yeah, it was.
blurb. There's a
Alright.
lot more we could do on that. because
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I didn't watch the show, the Basketball Wives.
Yeah.
show, but I've heard of her escapades
Yeah,
in that
it's
show.
ridiculous.
How she does, yeah.
That's how. I mean, I didn't even watch the show, and I know she was
Just
the
wild,
person.
yeah.
She has an issue with, anger. She
does.
does.
She
does.
But
And she
you can tell she's a good person. She's
You
private.
can tell
And
that.
she
But
really
she
did want
just-
to work with that man.
She just didn't know how
Okay,
to
who-
manage her emotions.
Who else,
She
when you
did.
heard that they were getting married, thought it was a joke?
I didn't think it was a joke. I just thought they was going to
Let me
end
think.
early.
Let
I
me
didn't think it was a
raise
joke,
my
honey.
hand.
She was
I
taking
didn't
it off the first day.
She was geeked. Yeah, she was geeked.
Where's your bed?
No, when
And
he
where's I would have
tweeted,
twins.
when he tweeted, good job. When he tweeted that they were getting married and he was tweeting from his wedding, I was like,
Yeah,
is this for
That's
real?
true. That was a bit much, but that
But it
also is
wasn't.
Chad Ochocinco though.
I
That's
can't
how he's.
believe, I cannot
I
That's
think
over the
they
top.
are very compatible. I do.
No, I don't think.
I do. I believe that
They
they
need
are the
opposites,
same.
but they need opposites.
They should have stayed
They
that
need to be
married.
opposite. Them strong personalities need the opposite to work. You can't
Mm-hmm.
have two. She's the type of queen that wants to be the king,
That's
But
true.
see, the thing
and you
is,
can't have
Which is
two
why
kings.
she need an over king to handle her.
But
Yeah.
she don't want nobody handling her.
Well,
obviously.
Obviously.
Because I believe Chad was the kind of brother who was gonna handle
Handle her.
But
I
this
thought
is the
she knew
thing.
that, too.
You
That's
know
why
the
she shoved him
universe
with,
don't
like-
work like that. We
Yeah.
always attract
What we
someone
are.
that we yes.
Yeah,
There
we
you
track
go.
what we are.
So it doesn't matter. We could be opposite on the outside.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. That stuff doesn't work.
But
So what it tells you is that you can't be dogmatic in your life, or you're gonna attract another dogmatic person, and you're gonna have turmoil.
But this is the thing. If we see conflict in life to help us mature and grow in those areas.
And she doesn't
She
do that.
needs it, he needs it. So if it meant for him to lose his job, and I'm sure
Yeah.
she's very
I'm sure she
remorseful
feels
about
bad
it.
about
I'm
that.
really.
No, I
and
don't
then
think
I'm
she feels
thinking,
bad.
I think
What?
so.
Katie,
I
for
think
real?
so.
You think she feels bad
I think
about
she
it?
feel
I
bad
think she didn't
about
want
that.
that to happen.
No,
Well,
she ain't. I don't think she's the type of broad that's just gonna want to stop somebody's paycheck.
money,
Yeah.
no.
she all
I don't
about
think
money.
she like that. I know she's sick about them shows.
I don't
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know she's sick about them.
Yeah,
shows.
she's sick about her paychecks being stopped.
It's his too.
No, it ain't his because they ain't together no more.
Well, it was.
Well, they not no more.
I
She
want to
decided-
see how this turn out. Y'all think they gonna stay separated? You think they'll start playing around again?
If I was
I don't
Chad's
know.
best friend who had the most pull in his mind, I would say stay as far away from her as one ocean is from the other.
But guess what? And he would be like, okay, and then go home. And when she called him, like, baby, can you come over here?
He's flying.
We can send you some other babies.
He's
to come
on
over.
his way.
I believe y'all
He's
need to
on his
get back together because it's gonna be worse with the next one.
No, it ain't. You learn from this. And move
They
on.
ain't learning. She wouldn't have ran her ass out of the house like he was chasing her with a gun or something.
She- I don't
You know what
care.
I'm
She
saying? Or a
learned.
hatchet. Come here.
You know what I'm saying? She running.
She enjoys herself. Chad proved, y'all might not notice, but last year Chad had to alter himself to be at a certain team because they wasn't going for all that.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
and he got career lows in all categories. But he showed for a whole entire year he can be something else to
Okay.
fit in.
Uh-huh.
It didn't work,
No.
so he moved on.
Okay.
Right.
So I believe he's the one that's more compatible to change.
Oh.
I don't think she's ready to change
I didn't
because she
get that
likes
from him.
herself.
I
The
don't
way
think she
she
likes
is.
herself. I don't think
She likes herself. The VH1 person,
Yeah.
that's who they want. They want
She
drama
wouldn't be
filled.
shedding the
Oh,
tears
okay.
that she was shedding if she really liked you.
Did anybody see her crying?
She did cry.
And
like
other
that.
shows where she was remorseful for
Oh, I didn't see the show. I'm sorry.
beating people's asses and cussing them out and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, but-
Like, you can tell she
was
had on a really tough exterior, but
Yes.
really wasn't like that.
It's all daddy issues. All daddy issues.
Yeah.
She
But
said
it
she
goes
had-
back to the old
Or did
adage.
she have mamas? Was her? No, hers
Her
was the
daddy.
daddy.
The loudest person in the room is always the weakest person.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
When that rah
Damn, why
stuff,
does that have to be true?
it is. It's true. Well, I mean, when I'm the loudest, it's still true.
Yeah, I
so,
hear you.
That truth doesn't bother me. It shouldn't bother anybody else.
Yeah.
Unless you're not ready to change that.
Yeah, I hear you.
Let's get to the show.
All right. Double standard.
Double standards. Well, Kenny, I think you started off with the double standards, though.
Unintentionally.
Okay.
Stop playing.
I think we were talking about like the job thing, about what the women can do versus what the men can do.
Okay.
Okay, so based on the situation, okay, so for like Evelyn, she didn't have any repercussions, is what you're saying, but Chad did. Okay, so let's apply this to every day then.
Okay.
So if a woman and a man, they're caught up in a situation, you got a married couple or together dating or whatever, and the man loses his, why is it that it's so more drastic than if the woman loses hers?
It depends on what economic stage you are. If he's the breadwinner, he takes everything, and even though she earns money, all she do is contribute to the savings and whatever she want to do.
Okay.
That's different because now the household is going to suffer. Versus if she lost her job, the household wouldn't suffer.
Why?
Wait a minute. So you're assuming that he makes a lot more money than she.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Chad.
No, just we apply look at-
Everyday households.
Everyday households.
Yeah.
Everyday households is probably a joint thing. Just leaning to one side more than the other most of the time, I'm sure.
The
And
question. You remember the question?
yeah, why is it more difficult when the man loses his job?
I think it's pretty simple answer.
Because men are
There
providers.
you go.
And that's what the expectation is of men, if there is an expectation.
And their egos can't handle it.
Egos can handle it,
They
and
make it more so drastic.
or the wife doesn't care for that burden
That's true too. That's true too.
alone. She doesn't mind helping, but she doesn't want to do it alone, and that's where the problem comes in.
Okay. But a lot of times, okay, say for instance, the man is the breadwinner. Let's just use that one. But the wife also works. Because a lot of times it takes two now. So he's paying the bills, right? Well, let's say he's covering the rent,
big bills.
the mortgage,
The BBs.
The BBs,
The
right.
big
Big
What
bills.
man really still does that these days?
Well, let's hope it's something
There's
there.
a lot of them out there.
Okay.
Okay. And then, but hers pay for the household activities. All right. So
Food or something.
the food,
The movies,
entertainment,
yeah.
the movies, the school
The gas.
clothes. Yeah, the gas. All right. So he's got the BBs, but let her lose hers.
It's gonna be a problem.
Okay, because her things too,
Her things are just
Matter.
as important.
they're just as important.
I'm saying it's gonna be a problem because it's just as important as the BBs.
It's just as important as BBs, but it's not perceived that way.
Exactly.
What y'all think?
I don't think it's perceived that way either. If she loses her job, she just lost it. Sit down, honey, and maybe you can start ironing and washing for everybody. and making sure everybody got 3 squares and 2 snacks. So,
Fonzie.
Y'all going, but mind you,
make sure
but
that toilet
mind
seat
you,
clean.
they're going from steak dinners to Vienna sausages possibly because of the change in the dynamic.
Well, hey, she gotta get creative when it comes to shit.
And also,
Vienna sausage just tastes good with some pork and beans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whip that up. Whip it up.
also, though, I don't think it's as drastic for the women because we are usually the backbone for everybody.
Okay.
And if a woman loses her job, we usually pick right back up and go out and do whatever we got to do, whether that's immediately get another job or take care of
Iron.
stuff, whether
Yeah.
it's asking whomever to take care of things for you. We're going to make sure that things are taken care of for the whole family unit, the man and me and the family too. So I think back to what I was saying about when a man does it, because women are always like the strong backbone, the men most of the time don't know what to do, and it's a completely meltdown if they lose a job, and it is. But two, because they're used to being the providers, everybody looks to them to be the providers, and it's embarrassing probably if you don't. I think that's just why people know women gonna be all right regardless. We gonna be all right,
But men going to caves.
but men just gonna just be like, oh,
Right. And just
and be in
shut
misery
down.
their whole life and put
Make
that on
everybody
you as well, make
miserable.
everybody miserable because they same how when they get a cold or anything else, they just can't live.
They don't add to the
It's
house.
true.
They
They
put a load of clothes in the washing machine. They
They
like, what the
come in.
hell?
They come in.
They can't cook a meal.
Hi,
Nothing.
hi.
They home all day.
Yeah.
It's depression.
I like that.
I think what we were really talking about is depression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a form of slight depression when you have a perceived situation that you can't do nothing about.
Okay.
If they just not gonna hire you, it's your fault. It is. I'm just not saying that as sarcasm. It probably is. But you think it's the world against you, so you slip into a slight depression.
Yeah.
Wife looking at you like, what up, nigga?
That's true. That's true.
You get a little deeper.
But your wife don't start looking at you until you keep looking at her for the answer.
Exactly, and
If I
that's
look
what
at you, you
happens
looking
for the
at
most
me.
part.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm
Yeah,
saying
and
it's
I'm
what it
saying
is.
all men do that, but I'm saying for the most part,
Right.
they'll really just be looking because again, for the most part, the woman gonna make sure things are taken care of, or she's gonna offer suggestions, whether that be naggy or nice, as to how things need to get back moving,
Or she
True.
on the internet looking for jobs
or
for you.
Right.
for you.
Posting your resume.
Yeah, so that's I
Right.
think that's the only time when it gets, you know. But
I mean,
again,
it's a sore subject, and
Yeah.
I don't. The double standard of it all is they're in it together, and it don't feel like
yeah.
to
Right.
the woman, especially
Right.
now when the guy's busting his hump and doing everything, it could be 8,
You
9
should be.
years.
No, I'm
See,
sorry.
it's a standard, and nobody cares.
Mm.
But I think that's cool. I think that's fair because it's that's just the way I think it should have been from the jump. And only thing I think could be different is those guys that's busting their hump out there, 8, 9 years straight, double decades, take care of their family, doing what it takes to be done. Give them their love.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Give them their
That's
love.
true.
I mean, just because it's mandatory and expected doesn't mean it's easy. Doesn't mean they can
That's
do nothing
true.
with that extra
Now you're right about that.
20 grand a month.
We can certainly
a
do
year,
a better
rather.
job
We
with
can do
that.
something.
That's true.
I mean, and
right.
that's all. I think that's all some of them are looking for. I mean, it could stop a whole lot of other stuff. With it just like, you know what, I'm taking you out for this weekend, or what do you want? So Daddy's Day in.
Okay.
We're gonna get you your favorite pizza. Put your feet up. Ain't nobody gonna bother you while the game is on. Little days like that, half a day like
Absolutely,
that,
You're right.
Yeah.
will make his month.
Now, what you just got me thinking about when you said the other stuff, what popped into my head is avoid other stuff. For some reason, that popped off and said he stopped dipping, removing him from the home, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Let's get into that double
Oh,
standard.
sure.
Oh yeah.
Now, why is it acceptable for a man to dip out, and we as women usually accept them back, and try to reason and make the marriage work and all that? But men can walk away much quicker than we can. Why is the woman's it's just like a
And she's
no-no?
unforgivable.
And she's unforgivable. You don't want to be bothered, and you'll leave quickly. A man will leave quicker.
Take it,
I'll
Jenny.
tell you what a man told me, but I would like to hear what
Take
you
it.
got to
No,
say
I
about
want
that.
to hear what a man told her first.
Yeah, I wanna hear that too.
I was told that the reason the difference is because we don't love ourselves.
Well, that's a good- And it
A man told me that we are so busy putting our all into them that we miss out on our own self-love and worth.
Absolutely.
And they said the man is self. The man is self. So when you violate the man, it's easy for them to leave. Even though they may not want to, but now they're looking at you as defiled, like you have betrayed them, and oh, I don't have to accept this. So it's easier for them to disconnect as opposed to women who accept. So what do you think about that?
Well,
Can I say something
Yes.
real quick? That doesn't apply to everyone.
Doesn't apply to everybody.
Nothing about
Not everybody.
That's a good
But
point.
Yeah.
taking it out of the realm of the Americana and the way we live over here, in other, places around the world, women are stoned to death still. They're killed for adultery.
Oh, yeah.
The man walks free. Even the man that she was caught in adultery with, even back in the Bible days, they stoned a woman, the man walked free. I think he picked up a stone too on the way away, walking away from her. But it's still that way in some Middle Eastern countries and things like that. And it all comes from the fact that a woman is still trying to gain or shape that status of second class. Your pain can't equal my pain. I don't believe in that, but I think that's what it comes from.
Okay.
It's years and years and years and years upon years of this same second class women thing. So you doing it, how dare you? In the psyche of a man.
Okay.
It got so the second class woman theory got so bad back in Greece that you ever see the Greek statues of the men, the muscle bound men, and they glorify the man. The man, they thought it was a degradation to sleep with their women. They only did it for procreation. They slept with each other because men were the top species.
Yeah.
But they didn't call themselves gay.
Right.
And that's why I don't work out to this day. No, I'm just kidding.
Nice.
But that's what I think it stems from a small point. It may not be the full thing.
Yeah.
But even the women fight for that. Even the last election, when Hillary Clinton got so many votes, they talk about breaking the glass ceiling for. It was so amazing that a woman could get voted for because they still perceived as a second class citizen. You can't imagine a woman. This would be a great thing for a black president to be elected. Whoa, let a woman get elected. Let a black woman get elected.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, they'll turn this earth. The earth starts spinning the other way. White people will get out and make this earth start spinning in the other direction. Now the sun rises in the west and sets in the east.
It's true.
But that's just how
Okay.
powerful that stigma is about women being second class citizens. I personally don't believe that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't brought up like that. We was brought up to respect women, put women up. They are great. They're equal, if not better.
Yeah.
And I think they have to do that because it's so lopsided. You have to perceive them this way in order to even be equal.
Wow, that's a good point. And what I'm going to say about that, exactly what you just said, is I heard from a friend of mine that women get their just desserts. We get, like, and it's like when we try to do things, like, for instance, if we try to cheat or if you are trying to do the same thing your man did or any type of revenge type of thing, even though it's not good either way. But he told me that because I was a woman, and I'm going to use my own personal, because I was a woman, it didn't turn out good for me because I'm not the man. Can't do what men do. You just can't, because God didn't make us that way. So because you're a woman and you tried it, it just didn't go the same. That's not gonna go well for you because you just can't. You can't stop winning. Gotta stop trying to be men. Stop complaining about every little thing when it goes to how much money we make, what we can do and what we can't do. You can't lift this. You want a man to come do this. Oh, but women are equal. Women can do everything. So his whole little thing was completely sexist and chauvinist and messed up. But it was ridiculous. But to that point on the whole thing was, it messed up for you. Don't try to do these things to me because you're a woman already. You mess your stuff up already. Like, don't try to do what a man does.
It's like
don't try to do what a man do, but that's how he was raised too. So, but still, it's ridiculous. But you always hear it too in all the songs. Almost every rapper is almost said, I was just with that girl. I was going to get right back. Men literally
don't see nothing wrong
with them. But when you do, a woman does, it's like a complete end to the world. And even if they stay with you or anything like that, there's like, you never trust the person again. Or if you do, you always got one eye like this.
Yeah.
I see you. So I don't know, but it's pretty bad. It's
That's
too
double
bad
standard.
like that. That's definitely
hard.
that's messed up. Yeah, that's double standard. And I guess that's the same thing for. And I know you gotta say your piece on it, but I guess that's the same thing for the whole sex thing. When men sleep with a bunch of people, but he's fine, but ladies sleep with a bunch and she's a whore.
I'm gonna come back to
So
that.
that's another one, but yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Firecracker.
Well, I mean, this is what I think about it. It's about self-worth. And I don't care if it's I say this a lot, but I do believe that is about self-worth. I think that the men may think too much of themselves, but not really consciously, because subconsciously they don't think enough of themselves, and they look for value in women, other women.
Yep.
And they could be feeling low about whatever's going on at home or whatever's going on in their personal lives, and they go to a woman to look for that boost to their ego, and that temporary stimuli, if you will. So I